Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm here to bring you my top 3 lists. It's going to be different categories. Let's get into it. So, top 3 purples. I'm going to go from 3 to 1. First character is none other than Penelo. Man. So, this character, I knew she was good, alright? Until you play her and realize how good she really is, you're just gonna fall in love. She does damage, she heals, she batteries, she does everything. And really good at it. Character is nuts. Really good. There's tons of other purples that could have been on here, but I had to give it to her. It was actually a really tough choice putting her at 3 with the honorable mention too, which I'll get to a little bit after this. Now the next guy, well, he's done so much work, and I love my ninjas, and I love my ninjas, and he's kind of a tank, and that spot goes to Edge. This guy, oh my god. Now, I know Penelo and Edge came on the same banner, and they said, Penelo was the prize, and I actually got Penelo somewhat early, and then I had to dig a little deeper for Edge, and I got him. And I started him at like maybe 0 out of 3, and then 1 out of 3, and eventually this guy turned purple, because I loved this kit, and I loved what he did. And he facilitated one of my teams that I love to use, which is Team Dodge of Edge, Ico, and 8. And man, he just does good damage. He has auras, he batteries, he can keep your team safe. He's so good. I've used him in so many different chaoses. It's not even it's not even funny. Like, I've used him like a ton of times. He's so good. But let's move on. I can go on about Edge. Like, he's just so good. My number 1 spot goes to probably, if not, one of my favorite characters of all time, and that's Beatrix. This girl is nuts. I love her. I love her kit. I love what she does. A lot of people would say, she's not really not that good. She's okay. But I don't care. She's one of my faves, and she does good damage. She has decent auras. She's great, and I can't wait to fully sphere her. And I know when she gets her LD and she just becomes amazing. God, this character is so good, and she saved my butt so many times with that Paladin Holy Safeguard. It's so good. Yeah, there's nothing I can really say bad about her. Maybe her EX is a little low, but even still, then it's not that bad. She is amazing. I love this character, and yeah, she'll probably be number 1 forever. Let's get to the honorable mention. Now, like I said, Penelo and Galoof were tied for this, and yeah, I already said his name. Yeah, Galoof was my honorable mention. It was tough to put Penelo over him, because Penelo could be in this spot too. It was so tied, but I was just like, let's not have 2 kind of tanks in the top 3. So I ended up putting Penelo slightly over him, because I have used Penelo for a lot of different chaoses, and I mean a lot. You could probably bring her to every single chaos, and you will be happy. It's not always the case with Galoof, unfortunately, but Galoof is amazing. Yeah, this guy, I knew what he could do, and then he went above that. Like, this character is so good. So much work. Alright, moving on. Let's go to top 3 0 out of 3s. So the first on the list, it's a girl that actually enables one of my other teams, and probably, she's good, she's solid, and yeah, and that is Ico. And yeah, she's facilitated my team dodge for a long time. Her damage is now really lacking, especially sitting at 0 out of 3. And so now we have hope. And that was my plan. Fortunately, now she is generally out, unless it's for like maybe a TCC challenge. Then I would use her, and if I can't use hope. But you could definitely see her damage starting to fall, especially mine being at 0 out of 3. So while I love her and everything like that, she's still an amazing unit, and I love using her. She's great. There's nothing really else I can say bad about her. Yeah, great character. Number 2 on the list. Everybody knows this character and has probably used him, most likely for a lot of different stuff. I know I have, and that's Warrior of Light. This character doesn't even need ingots to be good. That's how good he is. He really doesn't. You can give him an ingot, he'd be a little bit better. You can give him 2 ingots, it could be even a little bit even more better. Like, but it's only for his EX, so it's not really that great. So, I mean, you can. I mean, I eventually will when he gets his LD and burst, but he doesn't even need it. That's how good he is. He is used in so many different chaoses for me. But definitely, hands down, one of the best 0 out of 3 units I do have. So, number 1 unit goes to somebody that is just so good, that does everything that you would want in a character. Now granted, Warrior of Light kind of does that too, but this character does even more. And that character is Yuri. Yeah, a 0 out of 3 Yuri. Not a purple one. A 0 out of 3 Yuri. Yes, he does a little bit more damage. Starts off with a buff. A little bit more EX damage. Okay. But this kid doesn't even need it. Honestly. You can use him at 0 out of 3 and you will be happy. And then his EX buff, HP regen, Brave regen, Brave overflow, attack aura. Are you kidding me? This is a DPS unit? What? Great unit. Hands down, one of the best 0 out of 3 units. He beats, unfortunately, Warrior of Light too. A little bit above him. But, yeah. Anyway, my honorable mention is actually a character probably nobody would ever expect, because most likely most people wouldn't have this character 0 out of 3. But, anyway, the character is Garland. Holy crap, this guy has a great animations, he does good damage, his EX is cool, his voice is cool. This character just screams awesome, you know? And I think when he gets his LD, I'll give you a little hint, I think I might be purpling him and using him, because he is quite fun and awesome. You know, it's just, there's something about this character. It's just so cool to use and damage and yeah. So definitely an awesome honorable mention here at 0 out of 3. Anyway, let's move on. So the next list is going to be the top 3 EX only characters. Alright, that doesn't mean character has an EX and then he's realizable, that I left him just an EX base. No, it just means characters don't have an EX plus yet. Alright? So the number 3 spot goes to Lena. This girl has done so much work for me ever since her EX debuted. Like, in Cosmos era, even in some Chaos era. Like, this girl has done work. And she was worth every gen ticket. I don't remember if I used tickets. Probably just gems. That I used for her. So, awesome unit. Man, she's really good. That Wing Drake buff is just so good. Debuff immunity, HP regen, Brave regen she offers. It gets nuts. So the next girl, I'm sure would be on everybody's list of this in this spot, if not maybe even top 1, but at least on the list. This girl, she does not give a crap, and that spot goes to Charlotta. This girl does not care about your Brave, does not care about your defense, and on top of that, she just makes everybody else do even more damage, including herself, of course. But she does it for everybody. It's like, hey, do more damage. Hey, here's 150k from one skill. What, you have high defense? I don't care. What, you magic immune? I don't care. She doesn't care. She definitely deserves this spot. Big time, big time, big time. So the number 1 spot is going to go to one of my favorite units to use. After reading his kit and seeing what he does, I was just like, that is broken. And that spot, number 1, is going to Leon. Holy crap, this character is, like, they have to balance the game around him because of his EX buff being so crazy good. Oh, you do non-elemental damage? Thanks. I'll take that Brave. Oh, Dimensions End 10. Mega Flare? Thanks for the 15k Brave to my party, bro. Yeah, I've used him in Chaos this late. Dimensions End 10. I brought him. Leon. Him. Right there. Hope 1 out of 3. In a vein. And clear Dimensions End 10. I had no fear of anything. Mega Flare didn't do anything. You know that Holy Dragon? You know his Brave HP attacks that he does? Yeah, he just braves you. And you take probably like 2k damage maybe, depending on what his Brave was at the beginning. Yeah, he just braves you and then HP attacks you for nothing. Yeah, that's what Leon does. He breaks the enemy. Character is crazy good. Wow. I can only just praise him. Honorable mentions. This character actually doesn't even have an EX. That's how good she is, that she actually made it onto this list. And you probably already know who I'm talking about. She only has a 35 CP. That character is Aphmau. Yeah. Now, we've heard of the term 35 CP legend before. And honestly, I think it only goes to her. She is the 35 CP legend queen. Queen, for sure. Fran, yeah, maybe back then, the 35 CP era, she was okay. But could you bring a 35 CP Fran to any Chaos now? I can't think of one, other than maybe her Synergy Chaos fight. That was it. Just because she's Synergy in there. That's it. Outside of Synergy, good luck. Aphmau, though, she's out of Synergy practically everything until now, and she can still be used in Chaos. That's how crazy she is. Not to mention, I've actually taken her Dimensions End 7, used her instead of Lena. She did, if not more, than Lena, and she has an EX. Yeah, crazy. Character is stupid good. Cannot wait for her EX plus. Yeah, she's fun, and she's just great, man. So, moving on. Next top 3. It's gonna be a top 3 of regrets. Now, these are my own personal regrets. I'm not saying these characters are bad. Please do not haze me for my opinion of these characters, okay? Remember that. This is my opinion. Not everybody's going to be the same, okay? These are my regrets. Anyway, let's move on. At the number 3 spot, it's going to be Bosch. Now, I'm going to say that I love my tanks, right? I do love my tanks. Bosch is a great tank. I've actually used him in a few Chaoses, okay? It's not like he hasn't been totally useless. But was he worth a purple? Not right now, he isn't. I know later on he gets better with his LD and rework, but the problem I have with him is his low skill count, is also low buff and debuff turns, his low damage, his EX is okay, you know, it does decent damage, but it's not that fast either. So where his only plus is his EX doing decent damage, it's kind of hard to justify him a purple right now. Yes, I know he gets better, and I can't wait for it, but he is at the bottom of the three, so that makes him better than the other two, so that's a plus. But I think if I had a choice, and I actually didn't say this when I was thinking about it, but I would have probably, if I had a choice between Bosch and Celeste, I probably would have purpled Celeste over him at this moment. Because Celeste, but this is back then, like I wouldn't do it now because it's already too late and I don't have ingots. But if I had a choice between them two and I had known what I had known now, I probably would have purpled Celeste instead of Bosch. Just saying. Anyway, moving on. So the next character is probably one of my favorite characters because he's so damn evil. And that's going to be Sephiroth. Man, I love this character. He's cool as crap. He's cool animations. He's evil. Yeah, that's about all he's got going for him. Unfortunately, he doesn't bring anything that great to the team. Now, I have brought him to a few chaoses. You know, it's not like he's not totally useless. I mean, any purple's going to be somewhat useful. Come on now. And but the thing is, it's like there's not a lot of scenarios where I'm just like, yeah, I don't need this here. I don't need him. And unfortunately, in the future, with his LD and burst, it's not that great either. I mean, it's better, but not that great. But it's okay. He's still a favorite. I still love him. He's awesome. He's cool. And I try to bring him sometimes when I can. But he is lacking in the potencies on some of his skills, so you do have to bring a lot of auras for him to really hit those good numbers, or like a Vital Crusher or a Leo Precision Strike debuff, something like in those lines to help him like bump up his damage. Other than that, I mean, yeah, he's purple. Probably I wouldn't purple again, Anyway, moving on to number 1. Now this guy, I have used him, just not in any chaoses really. Just one, and that was it. And he's definitely my number 1 regret, and that's gonna be Squall. I'm sorry, guy. I purpled you, but for the wrong reasons at the time. This is when Dimensions End 1 through 5 first came out, and I needed somebody with AoE. We didn't have a lot of choices, and I was like, well, I'm gonna get 2 ingots back anyway. No, it was not a good idea, because I spent those 2 ingots to purple him to eventually get 2 back, which was no net gain for a character that I wasn't going to use that much anyway. Now I have used him, but only for clearing trash waves. That's all I use them for. That's it. Like higher level trash waves, not like the low level ones where they have like no health. You can use some other units for that. But other ones that have a higher HP, like in the hard mode, yeah, he's being used there. And that's it. There's never a situation where I'm like, should I bring Squall to this? No. There's never that question. There's a question of, yeah, everybody else is probably going to do more than what he does, unfortunately. Unfortunately. Now, remember, this is my opinion. I'm not saying Squall is bad. I'm just saying. There's a lot of scenarios where you just wouldn't bring him. Plus, he was an earlier EX Plus, so he's following on a favor. I mean, he's still good. He's just not great. He's okay. Yeah. And if you do ask yourself that question, can I bring Squall here? Chances are it's probably going to be no. Anyway, moving on to honorable mention, which is actually is going to be a dishonorable mention. And it's a character that's actually not even purple. Yeah, that's how bad it is. A character that ain't even purple. Just 0. He's 0 out of 3. And I kind of regret it. Really. I honestly regret wasting even a book on this character. That's how bad it is. And a lot of people are going to probably hate me for this. That character is Ignis. A lot of people are going to hate me for this one. Alright? It's okay. I understand your love for this character. He's amazing. I've seen the stories. I never played 15, but I know what he's done. Alright? But me personally, never played 15, so I'm not really emotionally attached to this character. But playing him in this game, not really that impressed. I've used him maybe twice. And the problem I have with him is he's a support that needs a freaking support. Yeah, his attack aura, even if you put him in the Papa Bird, it's not even that much. And even if you do put him in a Papa Bird, he's going to be eating up turns because of his turn rate of his HP attacks. If you put him in the defensive stance, now your attack aura is, and your overflow is now lowered. And then he has to HP attack, or brave attack, with a slow EX. That doesn't even shave either. Just does damage like Charlotta, and give you turn order, turn manipulate. Like his EX is okay, he's good, but it's not gonna be up all the time because you're not gonna be using skills all the time to do that. She doesn't have skill refresh, free skills, none of that. You're just gonna be HP attacking or brave attacking, majority of the time. And he doesn't even provide that much auras. You know who provides as much auras as he does? And he's a DPS unit? Vayne. Yeah, Vayne. He for the team gives as much attack aura as Ignis in his Papa Bird form. Granted, he doesn't give overflow, but that's crazy. When you have a unit that can do a crap load of damage, has free turns, has skill refreshes, you kind of question, why do I have Ignis? You would say, well, for the debuff immunity. Well, guess who also has that? Lena, Aphmau. Granted, they don't have EX pluses. They're probably not as strong because But guess what? They can still get the job done. Believe it or not. Yeah. Well, Ignis is brave HP attacking. I'm sorry if I shit on this character a lot, alright? This is just from my personal opinion. Remember, there's a ton of people that love this character. Just because one person does not like this character and what he does not mean you should belittle them or anything like that. This is my personal opinion. A lot of people would say this character is great. And he is good. I'm not saying he's trash, okay? I'm just saying personally for me, he's not doing it for me. He's not doing anything. Anyway, moving on. So the last top 3 is going to be the top 3 characters that surprised me the most. And number 3 on that list is a returning character. Yeah, it's Galoof. This character, holy crap. I've already mentioned how much greatness this guy has done for me. He is amazing, okay? He has good attack auras, he has good max brave auras, he helps your team dodge everything and then do damage? Okay. He has this fast EX that does a lot of damage. This character does everything. I love him. He was the hugest surprise. I knew he could do great. I played it when he only had a 35 CP. This is when I first started playing. And I was like, okay, this character is pretty good. And I even seen videos of Chaos's even done with this character when he was only a 35 CP character. Yeah. Crazy. Anyway, he surprised me the most because I knew he was going to be good, right? I knew he was going to be good, but I didn't know how good. So that's why he's on my number 3 list. because holy crap, he surprised me big time. Like, I thought he did good damage before until you played him, and you're like, holy crap, this character does a crap load of damage, and he keeps everybody safe. Like, it's what? Alright, so before we get to number 2, let's talk a little bit about this guy. He's actually a pretty recent unit, and what surprised me the most was the amount of damage he did. And that's going to go to Shadow. Yeah. A lot of people would be like, yeah, he has only a 70%, well, 60% chance to dodge, 70 with Ramble and Shiva, is when you have lower HP. But regardless, that's not his kit. Press his skill 2. This guy is doing as much damage with his skill 2 than some characters are doing with their EX. And guess what? He has 12 of them. Yeah. And his EX isn't that slow. You're going to be using the EX a lot. The dodging is just an added sprinkle on your Sunday. Okay? If he dodges something, yeah, he's going to do a little bit extra damage. Especially against an all attack. He doesn't need a taunt. All attacks trigger it too, buddy. So, if he dodges it, great, extra damage. If he doesn't, whatever. He has brave reduction, so he's not going to get hit as hard either, too. So, yeah, this character does a lot of damage, and he can solo. Technically, he can solo everything if your RNG is on in your favor. I even soloed Dimensions N9 with him. And in fact, probably a lot of people have. And yeah, he's just really good. The only downside I could ever say is like maybe his EX, which was AoE, brave hits into what it does already, but it's okay. He still is gonna hit really hard with it and does really well. And he has Interceptor, which is awesome. Alright, so number 1 is actually gonna be a character that's actually already been on my list. And I already praised him enough. There's nothing really bad I could say about him other than one thing, which I'll get to at the end. And number 1 spot goes to, yeah, a 0 out of 3 character, Yuri. Yeah, this character surprised me the most. Yes, he's my top 3, 0 out of 3 unit too, and he's my most surprised unit. This character has exceeded my expectations. Like, I heard he was pretty good, but until you play this character, he just does so much damage, auras, overflow, healing, break. He does everything. Obviously, you're not going to bring him into a holy absorbing fight, but everything else, dude, you could bring him to that. Yeah. This character is nuts. And that's the only downside, the holy thing attached to it. Other than that, just carry. I've been really tempted to 3 out of 3 him for a while now. Like, that question has crossed my mind so many times. But I know there's going to be a point where his longevity is going to probably be an issue into the late Chaos Lefenia kind of thing. And I can see that. Possibly. I just... yeah. So that's the thing, like, maybe when I first got him, yeah. But now, when it's getting later, I don't know. I mean, he still runs so good at 0 out of 3. This character is nuts at 0 out of 3. Just 0 out of 3. You don't even need to put ingots into him to make him good. That's how crazy. Yeah, he surprised me the most out of all those characters too. Lulu surprised me a good amount too, don't get me wrong. Shadow too, especially that damage that he does, is nuts. But Yuri at 0 out of 3? Yeah. Boy does work. Wow. Now that we got that done with, now we're going to do the honorable mention. This character I was actually really excited for, And I know a lot of people praised him and whatnot, that he does a lot of damage, yeah. But until you play this character, oh, it's just so much fun watching everything explode. Honorable mention goes to the Emperor. Holy crap, is it so much fun to watch traps explode on all your enemies. This is something so satisfying about it. I don't know what it is. Maybe I'm just have that little bit of evil inside me. I don't know what it is. Maybe, I don't know. It's so satisfying seeing all those explosions on the enemy. Actually, it's more like a firework kind of thing. You know, maybe it's more like that. But yeah, he is fun. I mean, obviously now there's some, you know, stages where you wouldn't bring him, where they have debuff cleansing and stuff like that, and obviously you wouldn't break him to that because he'd lose a lot of his damage. But everything else that you could bring him to, you're gonna be happy with. Obviously, you wouldn't want to bring him to like a single boss or anything like that. You would probably want to bring him to like a 2 or 3. But man, he is fun, man. Yeah. But you know, these are, you know, my opinions. I know probably not everybody thought he was that great or didn't get a lot of use out of him. Maybe I've used him for quite a bit of stuff. Heck, I used him in X-Death's Chaos with Leon and Vayne. Yeah, Emperor, Leon, Vayne. TCC challenge. Check it out. It's on my YouTube as well. He is so much fun. But anyway, guys, that's going to be my top 3 lists of characters, and I hope you enjoyed. Maybe I might do a monthly one. I'm still thinking about different ideas, or if you guys have one for me, feel free to leave a comment and I might consider it. Alright? Anyway, I'll catch you guys on the next one.